Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We are back in business. Back from the holidays. 3 weeks off, 3 weeks abroad. Off to the motherland of Romania. Very good, very good. So, the boat survived, no problems. Actually, not too much water, although I would imagine a good amount of it probably evaporated, to be honest. But we're not really flooded down here too, which is even better. I like all of that. Just to pick up where we left, we cleaned up the whole area. It's looking a lot more clean. It's very nice to come back to. I actually forgot that I cleaned up quite a lot, so it's actually very nice. And we also moved the tanks forward to get them out of the way and opened up this space here, which is really lovely. Honestly, I don't think we'll get much done today. I started late, I had a lot of issues. Quick tip, when you want to use your Hoover as a wet vac, it's a good idea to remove the dust and shit from it before you use it as a wet vac. As I found out this morning, the sawdust and the metal shavings and the water mixed all into one piece of concrete basically in the bottom of my Hoover. And it took me 25 minutes to get out, which was a great way to start the year and start the week. But there we go. Lesson learned, don't do that. We have a few general improvements. I tried to do my best with the videos. However, the videos currently are not my, they're not my job. I have to try and spend as much time as I can doing my actual job, and the videos are just a side piece of that. So I can't spend too much time setting up camera equipment, GoPros, problems with microphones, tripods right now. It's just not, it's not viable for me. So I do the best I can. It's so much easier just to have a GoPro on my head. But I'll try to improve what I can. Hopefully in about a month I'll have a new camera and new mic setup. Because I have a lot of problems with this camera, and I also can't use Bluetooth microphones, which would make my life a ton easier. So I plan on getting a camera that can still go on my head, that just can support Bluetooth microphones and has less software issues than this GoPro does, because it has a lot. The other improvement I'm going to try and make is try not to shake my head. I had a few people now tell me that it makes it a little harder to watch. Personally, I don't see it. Maybe because it's me, it's my video, it's the way I move my head. I'm not sure, but I didn't really realize that until it was mentioned, so I am going to try and fix turning my head too fast. I'm going to try and do a bit more slower motions to the best of my ability. I'm not superhuman, you know. The tour video is actually doing very well on views. I didn't expect it to spike up as much as it did, so that's kind of cool. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, especially with the screenshots that I implemented. I thought I had better screenshots. And while I was abroad, I didn't really have access to making any new screenshots or anything. So unfortunately, that's what I had. We made a video. People seem to like it. So that's it got the point across as to what the plan is for this boat here. In terms of actual work, we boarded up this side. We put the skin on. And we put these two webs in here. That's all nice. This is in preparation for putting the tanks in, which is sort of what comes up next. We just have to put the skin on this side at the bottom here. And I thought when I entered, actually, I want to paint these at least a couple of coats while I've got a lot more access to walk along here to get to the walls. And then I think we are good to move towards doing the tanks. And that involves bringing all the tanks out, probably one by one. We'll start with this one because it's already here. Put it in place, and put all of the fixings, all of the in and outs of the tanks on. There we'll start with fuel, and then I think it's going to be easier to do the waste tanks because I can still stand here in the middle to have access to it, and then we'll finish up with the 2 freshwater tanks afterwards. After we've got all the tanks in, we can run the piping. So for example, fresh water goes up to the kitchen, to the 2 heads, and diesel goes to the engine room. You get the idea. Also any cables, electrical cables that come with it. Obviously we'll have level sensors in all the tanks, and that will probably go up towards the navigation desk in this corner. Talking of general plan, by the end of the year, I'd love to have the technical side of the galley and the head and at least one of the cabins done, probably the forward cabin. It's a little bit easier to do, but there's obviously still a lot of work. But by the end of this year, if we could have the main saloon area, done, the head, this small walkway, because there's not much that goes in here, and the forward cabin, that would be great timing. That would be fantastic. There's a lot of work ahead. Again, I work by myself, so there's a hell of a lot to be doing. So that's the general idea. The general idea here is to get the galley done first, and then we'll move forward as we go. Once the floor is in here, I would love to build the staircase here as soon as possible, and the floor here. There's not really a reason to not do it, and I think it's going to be worth it. It's the first day back for me. I know this will come out in 2 weeks, I think, or a week. No, I don't know. So I'm going to move the stuff in from the car and get set up again. Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm trying to record it, man. God damn, loud ass. So I'm going to bring the stuff in from the car and get set back up, and just gain my bearings back and remember what I'm doing. Next week, I promise, next week there will be a video of actual boat building, not talking and chatting shit. Just over the holidays, it was a bit hard to set everything up. Hopefully next year I'll be a bit more prepared with other videos I can do. So let's get some stuff in from the car, get set up. All right, this has got to get most of this in the boat. It's a bunch of shit, but it's all good. This is the culprit of the morning, little bastard. Alright, we got stuff in. Organize some of these bits. And then it's probably be about lunchtime already. So that's it from me. I think I'm gonna call it early and just go back and do some bits, some other work stuff, maybe edit the video. And then tomorrow I'll come back with the normal tools, weekly videos, and that'll be good. So again, sorry for talking so much. It's just filler videos in a way. From this video next week, we'll be back to the normal weekly videos, some actual boat building, I promise. Some actual progression again. So, I'll see you next week then.